Hi Marco, nice
Hi,
to see you.
nice to
Can
you.
we just check on Robinson and Rodrigo? Are they going to be okay to play?
Rodrigo, no. Not for this game, probably not for the next one, and it's going to be difficult to have him until the end of the season. Of course, we are going to try, see how he's going to react, but the news, no, they are not very good regarding Rodrigo Muniz. We have to see week by week, but looks difficult for him to be ready until the end of the season. For sure, for the next and after the Villa game is going to be almost impossible. About Robinson, is going to be available for the match. Yeah.
And for Rodrigo, it's Achilles, yeah?
Yes, his Achilles was a tackle in the game against Bournemouth. First minute of the game, he was a tackle that he received from behind, and it was really difficult for him to carry on in that game. I got the substitution around the 55 minutes in that game. It was very difficult for him at the half time. He made an effort, but after that it was impossible for him to carry on.
We're hearing that Willian would like to stay in the Premier League next season. He'll be 37 in August. Is he playing well enough for another deal at Fulham, do you think?
No, like William and all the other contract situations that we have, we are going to analyze in the right moment and speak with the players in the right moment too. We have not just William, we have some other guys, and we have been speaking with some of their representatives and all that stuff, and we are going to decide the next weeks after the last game of the season, probably some important decisions to take from ourselves. The focus right now is just in the games and the finals that you have to play.
How's Willian been doing though, do you think?
No, he's being William, of course, with more another year in his legs, but he's being William. To be fair enough with him and honest, most honest possible, the reaction from him was very good, because one thing, if you have William with us from the pre-season, that he can have a normal pre-season with us and be on the rhythm and the pace and the intensity of Premier League from the first day of the pre-season or from the first day of the league. Other thing, completely different if you go for another competition, another league. If you are playing or not, and he didn't play enough there, but even if he was playing, he was in a different level of competition, and it was more difficult for him to when he come back. But the reality that he come in a good shape, he is working very hard to get, and the reality that every time we see him on the pitch, and he played 3 games as a starting 11 player so far, and the reality that in that 3 games he showed the quality that we all know that he has, and he keep doing the right things as well. Of course, he's not no more that player very, very quick every single time, but what he can do well, he keep doing in a very good way, and this is the most important thing for us. We are happy with him and pleased the way he's being helping the team every time we need him. But of course, as I told you, we are going to wait until the end of the season to decide. But related with and regarding the difficult 6 months that he had when he was in Greece, I think the reaction from him and the way he's being able to help the team is being good.
And one of those other players is Kenny Tete. You're being linked with other right backs, Cole, Peters, Ben Johnson.
Not true.
How good is Kenny Tete?
Not true. Not true. Of course, you can link ourselves, and I don't pay a lot of attention. But of course, as you expect, the things arrive on myself, and I know what have been speaking about ourselves on the press is not true at all. Our priority is to renew with Kenny, of course. Kenny is in the end of contract, and it's normal that some clubs they are linked with him as well, like the other players. Probably they are on the press that they are linked with ourselves. But I can guarantee to you that right now is not true.
Marco, Villa against Fulham is 7th against 8th. How big a game is this in the chase for you?
Yes, big game for us as well. I really believe that is a big game for Villa too. Amazing place to play football. The great environment to be there. The pressure from the Villa side and the Villa supporters is going to be big, huge. And it's a great challenge for us. It's a great test, another great test for us. Definitely, we really love to play this type of games, and it's a game that we have to step in and to show our quality, to show why the reason is another final for us, why the reason we are just below them on the table, a team that achieved the quarters final of the Champions League, a team that was able last January that they were in some competitions You see the way they attacked the market, and they went in the market last January, show the ambition that they have, be able to sign for the attack line players like Rashford, Malen, and Asensio. Okay, speaks about themselves, the ambition they have, even Diazy and the Spanish right back as well. You are talking about a team that they showed their ambition not just last pre-season, they showed their ambition last January market as well with these 5 players that they signed, and they were really assertive on it. Unai is saying every single time about the solutions that he has and the competition that he has in the squad, and this is easy to understand why, because they have high quality, in my opinion, all around their squad, and it's going to be a great, because that I said is going to be a great test for us. Very well managed as well, clear the idea and the way they want to play, but we have to play at our best. It's a clear final for both sides, and if you want to be in this type of decisions, you have to step in, you have to show our quality and our personality in this type of games.
And just finally, you're on 51 points. If you win this game, you go to 54. That would break Fulham's record Premier League's points tally of 53. Set by Roy Hodgson way back. How much would that mean to you?
Not to me, I think means for all of us. Of course, we haven't achieved anything special right now. I know that the season is being very, very good. I think all our fans and supporters should be proud of the way we have been achieving different things and be able to fight for more and be able to be always in this type of points and around the positions and always in the top half of the table is being great for us. Now is a moment for us to focus really on what is going to be important for us the next 4 games, the next one against Villa, because if you do it well, it's going to be a matter of time to break that tally points as you mentioned, but we have to really focus in the next game, because all the games, they are going to be very difficult till the end of the season.
Are you dreaming finally of Europe still?
It's not like a dream. It's not for me. It's not like a dream. We arrive in one moment of the season, that you wanted to be there. You know, it's not something that we change because we are right now in the position that you can fight for something. We said from the first day that our ambition was to be in the top half of the table from the first day of the season, and if you are right now here, of course you have to show the ambition to fight for. It's not, as I mentioned, just the team that is above us is just Villa, that they play Champions League, they arrive, they achieve the quarters final. I already spoke to you the ambition that they show in the last market as well. We are talking about, in terms of budget and other things, completely different things than ourselves, but that is on the paper. But if you are here, you are going to fight with the teams. We know that the teams that they are above ourselves as well, how much they are going to fight is going to be a massive one in terms of fight for us. But if you are here where we want to be, was our ambition to be there, now is a moment for us to don't hide ourselves and to embrace really the challenge, to go to match any team that you play against. We know the quality that you are going to have. We know it's difficult to play at Villa Park and all that stuff, but it's a game that we have to fight really hard, and we have to be play very, very well, and to be close our maximum level to be able to win to get the 3 points. That is what we want.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Hi Marco, good to see you. Your last 2 wins, you've come from behind, and in 6 out of your last 7 wins, you've won it by 1 goal. How pleased are you with your side's resilience and their ability to fight, particularly over the last couple of months or so?
No, of course it's a great thing. We have been dropping some points. They have been really tough for us in the last minutes of the game. I know that it's coming on the highlights sometimes that we drop a lot of points coming from winning positions too. I understand that, but if you see the amount of points this season, for example, that we got from losing games or from losing positions is very high too. That means that we have been showing the resilience as well to be able to do it, to never give up, to be always there, resilient enough to understand that can happen something always, and you can change the results. For us is a matter of to have the right balance between both things. Of course, if you are winning a game, we don't like never to drop points. I think we have been dropping more than normal in that aspect of the game, but the reality that you have been able to change some results as well, and to show the resilience and to believe until the last minute of the game, like we showed last game, like we showed some of the others. For example, against Liverpool, we started losing as well, and we won the game. Yes, show the resilience, show the character and the personality from our side. What you want is to be a little bit more consistent in the moments that you are winning as well, to be able to control the games in some moments in a different way.
No draws in the last 14 Premier League games. No one can say that Fulham are boring to watch. Have you encouraged going for it for your team? You know, because you could argue that some managers will say if you're not going to win it, then don't lose it. But actually, from a neutral perspective, it's very entertaining to watch.
I think it's a coincidence. Definitely, our philosophy and our identity is to go forward and to play to win football matches. I think probably all of you agree with me that it's clear that the Fulham identity and the approach that we want in any game doesn't matter against who, you go for it, and we go really to embrace it and to embrace the challenge ahead of ourselves, and is one of the reasons why. But for example, I remember that in that December month we had a lot of draws, and probably we haven't lost a game. I think 8, 9, or probably 10 games in a row that we didn't lose in Premier League last December. But some of them they were draws as well. And of course, in that moment, probably the people were saying that too many draws. Now the last 3 months we don't have draws. We have or we win or we lose. It's again a matter of balance, and of course, it's better to don't. If you don't win, to don't lose a game and to get a point. Probably in some games they were harsh for us, the way we lost it last second or last minute against Brighton in a penalty that we should have avoid. The second goal of Chelsea as well, things that we had in our hands to avoid, but it's Premier League and we all know what it means.
Aston Villa have had a great season, there's no doubt about that, but they arguably looked a little bit tired against Crystal Palace in the FA Cup semi-final the other day. Do you see this as a bit of an opportunity to take advantage of the amount of games that they've had this season?
But I agree with you. They played and they played so many Champions League games this season, and in a great way. We have to give all the credit for them. It's not easy to be at that level in Champions League, playing against some of the best sides in Europe, and be able to represent so well like they did. Their football club, I think, they deserve all the credits. Of course, if you look in that aspect, they have more games than us. Of course, in that aspect, they should be. The tiredness not, but probably the load of the games is going to be there. But again, they have been able most of the times to play one team in Champions League, and after to rotate 4 or 5 players for the Premier League game, or the opposite. Probably right now they are one of the teams that can do this in the better way, because they have, as I mentioned to you, we have to be realistic, and they have always 11 to play, and probably more 7, 8, 9 ready to play again, and the level is not going to be dropped, and that shows the quality that they have.
As a club, you mentioned it there, latter stages of the Champions League, of course latter stages of the Conference League the previous year as well. As a club, are they where Fulham perhaps wants to be, where Fulham actually can be going forward?
I will let you think. I think what they've been doing the last few seasons is being great. That is the thing. They showed ambition on the pitch, but they showed an incredible ambition off the pitch as well, and you can see that easy, and they have been able to recruit players. For example, last January they recruit from Man United, from Chelsea, and from PSG, and that speaks about the way they have been recruiting as well. And of course, with United doing a great job too. They are in a position, or they are where they are right now in terms of all the competitions, because they have been doing great things on and off the pitch, definitely.
Thank you very much.
This is still the broadcast section.
Yes. Hi Marco.
Hi,
With Rodrigo, will he need surgery? Is that an option?
Sorry?
Is surgery an option?
No.
Okay.
No.
And with Villa, I think a win would put you within 3 points of them and sort of drag them into your race as opposed to a Champions League race. Is that something?
No. When you are going to play a game against a side that is straight above yourself, and you know that 6 points separate both teams, of course, it's a game that for sure they want to win, they need to win, but it's a game that we need to win too, and that is clear from our side, and our ambition is that. Doesn't matter, we know that how it's difficult to play there. You know that this season they have been very strong at home. That is the reality. The facts are there as well, but we have been a very good side and difficult side to play against when you go away. And let's hope can be a good game, and you can be, because you are going to need to be at our best level to win there at Villa Park. But yes, the ambition is there, and the ambition clear from ourselves is to try to reduce the points between us and them.
I was watching Chelsea last week, and they looked so much more confident against Everton after the late goal against you guys. Do you think the late goal against Southampton come at a good time to give that belief?
No, the 3 points, the wins, and the win and the way you can win the football match gives the players that a little bit more confidence. You know, sometimes football is like that. You know, and you saw it, you analyze it, how 10 minutes in a football match can make the difference for the match after and all that situation. Imagine that 82 minutes from our game against Chelsea, and probably you are not going to, if it doesn't happen in the last 10 minutes, you are not going to say what we are saying now, because that is true. Good wins, important wins in the last minutes of the game gives the players the belief and the boost that we. And for us, last game was like a game that we knew that we have to win that game. Massive respect with Southampton, and you know that it's going to be difficult. 10 players around the box, all that stuff. But you knew the way you lost against Chelsea that is going to be very important to win the game, to boost ourselves, to keep that flame there about the European fight and all that stuff. And the reality that we won, much better second half than the first. The players, they showed the resilience again to be until the end of the game, and to show and to believe on ourselves. And now we got the 3 points, and we want to keep the momentum on our side and try to win the game.
Is it every game a must win now? Is that fair?
It's a final. Every game is a final, because it's like you said, it's a final for us. But if you see the codes for sure from the opposite side, manager or players, it's going to be a final for them that they wanted to win. We know what it means to be out of a possibility to play or a semi-final or a final. We had the possibility to play the semi-finals of FA Cup, and we lost. You know how the days after they are going to be. For them was the same last starter. They lost a great chance for them as well. And of course, after 1-2 days, you need time to react and to go again. But 100% sure they want to bounce back from that tough day for them and for the fans. And we have to be aware of it. But it's difficult to say that it's a must-win, because if it's a must-win for us, it's a must-win for them. But clear is a final for both sides. Thank you very much.
How are you?
All good, thank you.
Can I start by saying that yesterday, I think, was the 20th anniversary of Jose Mourinho coming to England and winning the title with Chelsea. Are you the new Jose Mourinho, and will you consider success on a similar level if you get Fulham into Europe this season?
Completely different things. I understand the question. Of course, was a great moment for him, and I think was a turning point for Chelsea in that moment of their history, because he had a massive impact and made a massive impact in the football club, and great impact in Premier League too. You have to be honest with the facts and with the story of the Premier League, and he made a massive one in my opinion. It's a moment, much more a moment for him to think about. I don't know if he celebrated or not the moment, but he deserves the praise for the impact that he made in this country and the Premier League in that moment, and in Chelsea history as well. About ourselves or myself, different things, different moments as well. Of course, you can fight depending what the club you are working and managing. Of course, you can fight for many different things, and sometimes certain positions on the tables means like titles for other clubs too. And of course, we are in a position that you can fight for something very, very important in the football club. As you spoke before about the points, you can break tally points in this football club, and a lot of things for us to achieve. And let's fight for it, and let's see what is going to happen in the end of the season.
One of your biggest wins over Villa was at Wembley in the playoff final to get back into the Premier League for Fulham. In terms of that, the game on Saturday, it's not got the same comparison, but in order to put you in with a chance for a European spot, it's probably not too far off, is it?
No, it's when you mention that it's like a final for us, you can consider that game was a final too. Of course, is not going to be the end of Premier League next Saturday. It's not going to be the last game, but all 3 points right now, they count much more, in my opinion. I know that there are 3 points to fight for, but is another game. If you don't get the 3 points, you have less games to play after that, and it is going to be very important for both sides. They want to keep that Champions League spot completely open for them, and they know that they are going to fight, and their ambition is to win. But we want to keep our ambitions very, very on the high there, and we know that the 3 points are going to be crucial for us. It's going to be a clearer final, in my opinion.
I want to talk about 3 of your players, if I can, quickly. First of all, Anthony Robinson. I think everybody who thinks he should be in the Premier League Team of the Year. Lots of other clubs apparently would like to sign him. How important is it that he stays at Fulham for next season?
It's very important. Of course, I would like to keep all our best players, and the most important players for us. I think is going to be crucial for us. At the end, we know that in this type of clubs, it's very difficult to guarantee that it's going to happen, because last 2 seasons they are 2 good examples for all of you that we have sold probably some of our best players in that seasons. Of course, we kept the platform inside, but some important players we sold or we lost them end of contract or something like that. And of course, I cannot guarantee. I would like to happen definitely the best players, the most important player for us. I would like to keep all of them, because just in this way you can grow and not always changing the main players in your squad.
Is that the difference between a very big club in the Premier League and with respect to a club like Fulham, that the big clubs can almost guarantee, like Liverpool, guarantee that Salah and Van Dijk stay, whereas you can't sit here right now and guarantee Anthony Robinson stays?
No, it's not just in Premier League. I think it's the story of the Championship around Europe. The best clubs, they look always to strengthen their squads, and if they have to go in a mid-table club or bottom half the table or something like that, they go and they try to sign some important players. And of course, clubs like Fulham or some clubs around, it's not easy for them to keep all the players, even if they would like to happen. And it's part of the business. It's something that you cannot. Is not everything in your hands, even if the players they are under contract, because at the end you have to see not just our ambition as a football club, but in some moments the ambition of the individual ambition from the players, that they are natural too.
Ryan Sessegnon returned to Fulham this year. It's gone well. I mean, let's face it, he moved away, had a lot of injuries. He's come back and, in a sense, is a bit like the player that left here in terms of what he can go and achieve now for himself.
No, he's been great. He's been great. Probably many people doubted in the moment that we signed him as a free agent player. Well, okay, being honest as always with you was. We had always that small risk to take this decision, but first of all, we knew very well himself. We had some conversations as well with him, and we believed in that moment that we were going to be able to manage his fitness to the load of the sessions. In the first months of the sessions, they were really tough for him to get the confidence again, probably don't overthink too much about the last 2-3 seasons, why the things happen in the way that we all know that happened. But after that was a matter of him to be in the better shape every single week. And of course, when he got the patience to wait for his chance, and in some moments he was sad. I know that he was sad. The reality, he didn't give up. He was always there, and when he got the chance, he showed his quality. He's versatile and can give us different type of things. Last few games playing as a right winger, probably in the beginning of the season, no one expected him to see him as a right winger. On the left-hand side, you know that he can do all that positions too, but he can give us different things on the right-hand side too. He's a player that can score goals, and he's been showing that the last month and a half that he's able to score important goals for us and help the team.
And Tom Cairney, 350 appearances. Doesn't start every week for you, but still a really key player, right?
He's a very important one. And he loves the club. He loves football. Is a great thing about Tom, that is that generation that. Remind me, my generation too, that in that moment we loved football. We knew all the players, we knew all the clubs, we knew the best thing to do on my time at that age was to see football or to watch football on TV if you cannot play football. And Tom Carney represents a little bit this type of football player. He's not that he's old, but he's like our generation, because football was everything, and he loves really to see and to watch football, and as you mentioned, even if he's not starting football games every single time with us, he's a very important player for us, because we know how to take the best from him. We know what he can give us. We know that things that he is not so strong no more, but other things that he's able to help the team. And he's a footballer, he's a player that with the ball in his feet he can do many good things.
Finally, lots of managerial merry-go-rounds this summer. Clubs are going to let managers go, clubs are going to want to hire better managers, those that have had really good seasons. Am I going to see you here on the first day of next season as Fulham manager?
I don't know if you are going to be here, you. Yeah, but as I said last week, and I'm under contract with club. You know myself, and we are already preparing the next season of this football club. Everything is going the right direction. Meetings with the club about preparation, about pre-season, about the squad. Everything is already going in a direction that what we need to improve really. And the best answer is really that I'm under contract with the club. As I mentioned before, you have some players that they are out of contract, some very important things and decisions to take. And as I said to the players, and about players in the end of contract, if the most important thing is the game against Villa and after the game against Everton, of course about all the staffs and the coaches as well is the same story. We need to focus really on what is the most important thing, and about myself, as you know, I'm under contract with the club for the next season.